Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of Agrarian Skies for some more modded Skyblock action. And I believe this looks familiar, this tower, our mob spawner. Hey, don't look at that part of me. But that's about all that's going to be familiar in this episode. I was hard at work and I got rid of the whole shebang. Everything's gone that we started with. And today is the big announcement. I'm going to reveal the theme for our build in this series. So this first cylinder here, and then let's give you the grand tour of the whole setup. So this cylinder is the mob spawner item collection area, right? And then there's another cylinder here and a third cylinder here. So let's go. Each level has a different purpose I've set, and it's going to be in this circular fashion. So this first area here is going to be my power generation area. This is the beginning of the reactor. We're going to make a big reactor today. Here's my bedroom. Got a bed, got all my books, got my head. Keep my head on my danger zone chest, which is emptied. I put everything, put some carrots there. Everything else is in my applied energistics system. Got my little armor stand, and this has a redstone block underneath it. You can actually see it in Wildea mod. I have a shift right click on it. It puts all my armor on and off at once, which is freaking amazing. Let's take a look at level 2 of the middle cylinder is our item acquisition and processing area. So I have set up not 1, not 2, but 3 automatic item acquisition systems. Let's grab some blocks so we could take a look in more detail. So let's look how I set this up. Basically, I have 3 sifters. Well, let's start at the beginning. Here I have a igneous extruder, which is producing cobble for us, piping into a pulverizer. Pulverizer will crush the gravel, the cobble and the gravel, and output it into the right side here, which is in round robin mode. So half of it will go into this autonomous activator, sifting the gravel to give us materials like we just picked up here, some flint and some coal and some tin ore. The other half will go into this pulverizer, which will pulverize the gravel into sand. So once the sand is pulverized, it outputs here, and half of it goes into the autonomous activator to get sifted. And the other half goes into another pulverizer, pulverizing the sand into dust. So this setup here, pretty much, you just set it and forget it, and will give me infinite amounts of ores and materials that I'll need. Now, I have all that being sucked up by 2 vacuum hoppers. I found this is the best way to get all the drops that come out of the sieves, because sometimes they bounce around and go crazy. So this sucks them up and puts it into this diamond chest. This will hold everything else, except for it's automatically going to output into this set of barrels, which has all the different types of ores in all their different states, pulverized, crushed, and broken ores. Already, so like say, hey, I need some iron ore. Here we go. I got 4 stacks of pulverized iron, giving me a stack of iron ore dust. Pop that right into there. That's going to automatically go into the smeltery, get smelted into iron, double the output, and automatically go into out of the smeltery into the casting basin, and automatically hardened and output into this chest. So pretty much set it and forget it option. I moved the high oven down here And I set myself a little reminder for steel. We need gunpowder, redstone, and sand. So we put gunpowder, redstone, and sand, and then put our steel here. Oh, look, we could put... I made it one higher than before, so we could put divide it into 3. It goes faster. Very cool stuff. Okay, here we have our blood magic room. This is, of course, subject to change with needs. I could expand it upwards. And above that, for now, I have a tree farm. That's going to be moved up somewhere else. This is temporary tree farm. But this cylinder here is going to have the bedroom at the base, blood magic, and Thaumcraft. So this is kind of like my magic cylinder. So, the moment you've all been waiting for, and we're going to cover this now, is the theme for our base build. And you guys know that I love space-related stuff, sci-fi, Star Trek, Star Wars. And this is going to be a space station build. So this is kind of the idea I had for space station. On top of there, you can see the tops that I have in mind are, I'm using the building guide for a dome. So I'll update you guys once I get more progress on that. So I think the material I chose, a smooth white stone, looks pretty cool for a space station build. And this being a skyblock, I mean, it looks like we're in the upper orbit, you know, in the upper atmosphere. So I'm really happy with how things are turning out so far. And guys, I really would appreciate any feedback if you guys like the build. Now, I know this is very plain right now, and this is just the beginning point. I have everything put out. I do want to put details in, maybe do like a NASA symbol on the cylinder sides. But to do that, we need jetpack. And to get a jetpack, we need power. And to get power, we need to do some quests. So let's continue on. We finished learning the Skyblock. Today I want to work on steel-powered flight. So we have 3 Mile Island. Alright, so we've already completed the high oven. This deep tank thing I don't think I'm going to use. We made some steel. Let's take a look at the 3 Mile Island quest. So, reactors are the perfect late game power source. Minor radiation shouldn't hurt anyone. To get started on making the ultimate power gen, you'll need yellorium and graphite. Graphite's made by smelting coal or charcoal in a furnace. Yellorium can be processed from nether uranium ore or by combining pulverized tin and sulfur. Now that isn't perfectly up to date. I think JDCat needs to update the text to say that you could get yellorium dust. Where is it? Where are you? Yeah, there's. So we could get yellorium dust also by putting a sand through a sieve. So I have 15 on me now. Oh, it's over here. And in here, I believe I have some more. Yeah, 21. So basically, we got all the yellorium we could ever want. And graphite, I've already created some reactor casing items. We'll go over that when we build the reactor shortly. So we've already made graphite bars by smelting some charcoal. So we're all set to go ahead and turn in this quest. Now the question is, which should we pick as a reward? Plutonium. Let's see how we make plutonium. Pulverize that. Okay, how do we get that? Smelting that. Okay, but I think a plutonium ingot is like the depleted yellorium. Once it goes through the reactor, you get plutonium. Let's see. Let's investigate the rutile ore. Rutile ore. No, the use. Impure titanium. Impure molten titanium. So rutile ore is going to give us titanium. Another rutile. Okay. Another uranium. Let's take a look at that. That we get from the nether, and it just gives us yellorium. It gives us 4. So 4 times 4 is 16. That's the same as this. I think I'm going to go with the rutile ore. So let's turn her in. Amazing. We got a full heart. And we got a yellow heart canister. We could pop that in here. And now we have an extra heart. Let's fill up. Fantastic. We're making progress, guys. Good reward bag. Let's see what we got. A spiked sword. I think I already have one of these. Actually, let's go to sleep real quick. And we're sleeping. We're sleeping. We're sleeping. And we're awake now. Good morning. Alright, so I guess we'll just dump this off. What is this? 5 attack damage. Paper. That's just junk. Bad reward. Not good. A rutile ore. We'll pop that in there. And let's see what we've opened up. Reactor warm-up. Alright, so to get started on near infinite power, your first step is to create a reactor. You will need casings, fuel rods, and controllers. The most basic reactor is a 3x3x3 cube with a yellorium rod in the center. Reactor controller, power type, blah, 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 blah. Top tier has reactor controller in the center. Reactor casings. Okay. Easy stuff. Cyanite, yellorium. Full heart. Reward back. Alright, so I have all the parts to make a reactor, and I kind of skipped reading this because we're going to go over building it together. And the only thing we have to build to get this going is a yellorium fuel rod. So let's see what we need to build this. Do we have any of that? Yes. And that's just graphite. Bam, bam. Perfect. Alright, so we could turn in a heart, yellorium, or cyanite. Cyanite. Could use that for turbine housings. Fluid cyanite. Cyanite dust. I wonder how you make that plutonium now. Maybe I should have gotten that. Oh well. Let's go with yellorium, because I think the cyanite is actually the... Let's see. Cyanite. There's also this cyanite reprocessor. Maybe that's how we make the plutonium. Okay. But anyways, let's get the yellorium, get a boost on our production of power. Could just pop all that stuff in there. And we got a heart. We're at 18 lives. And let's check this reward bag. It's an epic bag. Ah, 16 nether copper ore. Not bad. We're going to store that in there, because there's no need for it right now. And also, let's get all the yellorium out of here. Let's get all the graphite. There's no graphite in there. Perfect. Alright, so to get started on the construction of a big reactor, you basically need a... the minimum is 3x3. I'm showing the 5x5x5 build, because that's a step up from the smallest, and I think it's the best value. So we need to start with a 5x5 platform of reactor casing, and then the edges need to be made of reactor casing as well. Okay. Now, in the top here we have some more reactor control rod. So we're going to have our first fuel rod in the center of this whole shebang. And on top of each fuel rod on the exterior, there needs to be a reactor control rod. Right? So here we have our Yellorium fuel rod. We're going to need 2 more to span from the top to the bottom of the entire reactor. So let's go up and make some more fuel rods. Alright, let's see what we got so far. So Yellorium and graphite. 2 more of these, thank you. Perfect. Moving right along, there needs to be a reactor controller. So that's very important. And if at any time you get confused, am I doing this right? You can always right click on the multi-block here. So block is not valid for use in the machine's interior. Okay. So it'll tell you, hey, not good. You messed up. Alright, access ports are where Yellorium goes in and depleted fuel goes out. I'm thinking, just for design's sake, I've always made it like this. Let's do things a little bit differently, huh? So we'll put the access, 1 access on each side. How's that? Yeah. And the power tap we could put in the back. Oh, I need to bring it with me. Okay, let's pop that in the back. Now, the whole rest of this thing could be made of reactor casing. Just keep it on the outside, and this interior space, this 3x3x3, needs to just be air blocks. So nothing there. But that is not so cool. But we do need to fill this stuff in. So this needs to be filled in. So that's 25 minus 1. That's 24 reactor casing blocks that we need. Let's see. Let's just check in here. Nope, no more Yellorium. Alright, so I'm going to have to build some more reactor casing blocks. And just for decorational purposes, this outer wall here, this 3x3 minus the reactor controller, we'll make out of reactor glass. So I'm going to do the math, get everything set up, and we'll be right back and fire this puppy up. Alright, see you in just a moment. Alright, and we're back. Just getting the last of my obsidian pulverized, and then I needed hardened glass to make the reactor casing, the reactor glass. So let's get the last of that done. So 2 hardened glass plus a reactor casing gives you some reactor glass. I believe we're all set now. Let's place the ceiling of this bad boy. Okay. Perfect. So now these, again, this is not necessary. This is only for the sake of vanity, really. In my spot, I wasted a whole bunch of obsidian on this, but this can be regular reactor casing. It does not have to be the glass. Fill that in. Okay, and this should complete it. So now when I place this last block, It will become a reactor. Let's do it. Yes! We have a reactor. All right, let's see here. So the status is offline. There's no fuel. Let's go back up and grab some yellorium. Only one? Oh yeah, put the rest to smelt. And all right, so the left, this will be the input. Yeah, this is inlet mode. So the right, let's do outlet mode. Let's put in our fuel. And our fuel rod filled up with the yellorium there. Now let's see, fuel, 100% fuel, 0% depleted. Casing heat 0 degrees Celsius. Alright, so this is gonna heat up. Oh, look at that energy buffer. That energy buffer, 1 million. I believe 1 million, 1, 2, 3. Oh, 10 million. That's good. So guys, this is the big test. Now I've tested this in creative. It's about close to 600 RF per tick if I remember correctly. So let's do it. Okay, it's heating up. We're at 540, 550, 560. Yeah, this is looks about right. 563. Yeah, everything looks good. Casing heat, core heat, energy buffer is filling up. Perfect. So, we have our power system up and running. Now, of course, this is not as much power as I'm going to need when I have the full gambit of devices, specifically the laser miner, which is something from Minefactory Reloaded that we're going to take a look at later on in this series. But this is a great start because this is putting out 80, right? And this is putting out 560. Big upgrade. So before we end this out, I did want to try something. We have a bunch of ender pearls, right? And there is 8 spaces. So let's divide this up by 8. So let's get another thing of ender pearls. Come back here. Alright, divide this up by 8. That should be 1 bucket per, or 4 per 8. Perfect. That. Alright, so here's what I was thinking. We're going to pop these ender pearls into the magma crucible. And it's going to give us liquid ender. Or resonant ender. Right? Now, I read in the wiki that when you put resonant ender in the air spaces here, that's going to react with the reactor fuel rod or something and give us a better output of energy. Okay? So, I'm going to get this all melted down. Oh, it's almost done. Almost done. So we'll get this all melted down. In the meantime, let's power down the reactor. How are we doing on waste here? Does that show you? Let's check here. Oh, it says it here. Fuel rods 1. Okay, cool. This is almost done. Let's grab our portable tank, pop that in here. That should almost be ready to go. And 8 buckets, perfect. Alright, so now we got 8 buckets of resonant ender. Let's go grab some blocks. So what I want to do is hop up here, turn off the reactor. Okay. Pop this open. This is the first time I've done this before. It's a little bit scary. Alright, that's blocked off. Let's go this way, just so we could access all the areas, put down all the ender. So remember, the output before was 560. Perfect. Pop this down here. Grab a bucket. And let's start putting this in here. Put that there. There's still one left. Was you missing here? Okay, these are all source blocks along the top. Perfect. Alright, let's put back what we did. So one there, there. This. Bum bum. Bum 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 bum. Bum bum. Bum bum. Oops. Okay, put this back. Get rid of this. And put this back. How do we end up? Oh no, we're good. Okay, so it's back completed again. Now let's fire it up with the liquid ender. Okay, sorry about that abrupt cut. Looks like my game crashed when I opened up the reactor controller with the ender inside. Everything looks fine right now. Let's cross our fingers. Let's hope it doesn't crash again. Let's get that out of here. We don't need it anymore. Okay, guys, wish me luck. Okay, perfect. There's no crash. Everything looks fine. Let's fire it up and take a look at the power. I'm nervous. Why am I nervous? All right, it's a game. It's just a game, Space. Whew. Here we go. Look at that power. Look at that power. Whoo. Almost tripled. We're at 560. We're at 1400. And the millibuckets per tick usage, I think, has skyrocketed. No! Look at the core heat, how much lower it is. Casing heat is a lot higher. High case heat raises energy output and coolant conversion. High heat raises fuel usage. So we are putting out 1,405, and that only took 32 ender pearls. Now, of course, granted, you gotta melt them down in a magma crucible or a smeltery. May I add, you could put them in a smeltery, and then what you do is you grab a bucket. Once you have 1,000 millibuckets of resonant ender in your smelter, you could just pour it onto your bucket and it'll fill the bucket for you. So if you want to go that route, that is also a possibility. But we got power for days, guys. So I'm going to end it off here. And I'm really excited about the possibilities now that we have going. Let's go to sleep and we'll end off in the morning. Oh, look at that really cool view. We have the reactor from the bedroom. And again, guys, I hope this episode was helpful for you. If it did help you out or if you enjoyed it, please go ahead and hit that like button. It does help me out a lot. And if you haven't done so already, subscribe for all the latest videos and more from my channel. Thank you guys for watching. See you next time. See ya.